Welcome to our Imbolc Universal Worship Service. So I'll be co-hosting this evening with Inanna, who's in Panama right now. She resides there for at least half the year. Hello, Inanna. And welcome to some folks that are joining us now, and some of our friends here in the house. So thank you, and thank you, Sarah, for being our amazing tech support, Zoom manager, and amazing music accompaniment as well. So thank you, Sarah. So before we get started, I just want to do a little introduction. And so we have the God candle lit here on our Universal Worship Service altar, and we'll be celebrating and honoring kindling the light of the different religions represented here on this altar. And the theme for this particular service is Imbolc, which in the pagan calendar is the first day of spring. So even though I know it can still feel very much like winter right now, and there's still some snow on the ground, we're noticing the grasses are starting to turn green. And I was noticing on the apple tree outside in our backyard today, the buds have that little fuzziness on them. So the buds of the trees are starting to ripen. And so we're starting to see those signs that the earth is stirring, the light is returning. And this festival day is also has been in Ireland honoring the goddess Bridget, who is also in the Catholic Christian world seen as Saint Bridget. Maybe the same person, but, or, it's just a blend of those different traditions that has been held as sacred for hundreds of years. And so the Abbey in Kildare, Ireland, is where they have had a flame lit for Saint Bridget for centuries, and these nuns that are taking care of that flame. And there's also many sacred wells on that land as well, and the holy water. And so the goddess Bridget has been known as being the goddess of poetry and healing and art. And so this particular service is going to be focusing on some of that of the waters and the fire and the light that we're starting to see become more apparent, and how we can bring that within ourselves. So as you can see, we have some tulips here to help represent that spring feeling. And then I have water in these bowls with the candle inside to kind of, again, represent that water and fire element of Bridget. So we'll begin with the invocation from Anayat Khan. Towards the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master, the Spirit of guidance. And Inanna's going to say the invocation in Spanish as to represent the Panama where she's residing.
Inanna, you're muted.
Sorry. Hacia el uno, la perfección del amor, la armonía y la belleza, el ser único, unidos con todas las almas iluminadas que forman la manifestación del Maestro, el Espíritu de guía.
To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle the light, symbolically representing the goddess religions. To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle the light, symbolically representing the Hindu religion. To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle the light, symbolically representing the Buddhist religion. To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle the light, symbolically representing the Jewish religion. To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle the light, symbolically representing the Christian religion. To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle the light, symbolically representing the religion of Islam. To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle the light, symbolically representing all those who, whether known or unknown, have held aloft the light of truth amidst the darkness of human ignorance. And now, Inanna will lead us in the prayer psalm.
And I've got to.
And it looks like her video is having...
You please join me in reciting the prayer psalm. Praise be to thee, most supreme God, omnipotent, omnipresent, all-pervading, the only being. Take us in thy parental arms and raise us from the depths of the earth. Thy beauty do we worship, to thee do we give willing surrender. Most merciful and compassionate God, the idealized Lord of the whole humanity, thee only do we worship, and towards thee alone we aspire. Open our hearts towards thy beauty, illuminate our souls with divine light. O thou, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, all-powerful creator, sustainer, judge, and forgiver of our shortcomings, Lord God of the east and of the west, of the worlds above and below, and of the seen and unseen beings, pour upon us thy love and thy light. Give sustenance to our bodies, hearts, and souls. Use us for the purpose that thy wisdom chooseth, and guide us on the path of thine own goodness. Draw us closer to thee every moment of our life, until in us be reflected thy grace, thy glory, thy wisdom, thy joy, and thy peace. Amen.
Amen. So we'll now visit each of these religions and traditions with music and chant and sacred music to honor these different traditions. So we'll begin with the pagan goddess religion. And of course, being as this is Bridget's day, a festival day, we're going to be singing a song in honor of her. And we'll be singing it a cappella, and it can be as a round if we want. So maybe Sarah will help, and the folks here, if we want to bring in a round, that would be lovely. So the words are holy water, sacred flame. Bridget, we invoke your name. Bless our hands, our heads, our hearts, source of healing, song, and art. Holy water, sacred flame, Bridget, we invoke your name. Bless our hands, our heads, our hearts, source of healing, song, and art. Holy water, sacred flame, Bridget, we invoke your name. Bless our hands, our heads, our hearts, source of healing, song, and art. Holy water, sacred flame, Bridget, we invoke your name. Bless our hands, our heads, our hearts, source of healing, song and art. Holy water, sacred flame. Bridget, we invoke your name. Bless our hands, our heads, our hearts, source of healing, song and art. Holy water, sacred flame. Bridget, we invoke your name. Bless our hands, our heads, our hearts, source of healing, song and art. Holy water, sacred flame. Bridget, we invoke your name. Bless our hands, our heads, our hearts, source of healing, song and heart, source of healing, song and heart. We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of divine nature. So next we'll be visiting the religion of Hinduism. So this next song was written by a disciple of Yogananda, and it's called When I Awake, and it's again dealing with these themes of what's being awakened in ourselves, finding perhaps enlightenment even in the case of this song, but dancing with the mother, the source, finding that light. So, when I awake, I will see thy face. When I awake, I will see thy light. Mother, awake me from my dreams. Mother, awake me to thy light. Hand in hand, we're dancing together and growing together in thy light. When I awake, I'll see thy face. When I awake, I will see thy light. When I awake, I'll see thy face. When I awake, I will see thy light. Mother, awake me from my dreams. Mother, awake me to thy light. Hand in hand we are dancing together in thy light. When I awake, I'll see thy face. When I awake, I will see thy light. When I awake, I'll offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of divine wisdom. So the next religion we'll be visiting is Buddhism, and we'll be singing a chant with some Sanskrit of, again, just awakening to that light, the light that's within, and the ever-expanding light. So we'll be singing Om Amrita, and Om Amrita means, oh, divine nectar, the great nectar of life. Bindu Jawa, that ever-expanding light. Maha Sukha is the greatest, the most wonderful bliss. And Soha means so it is. And so the movements for this I'll show you, and if you want to do movements you can. So Om Amrita is just a prayer mudra. And then Bindu Jawa, that ever expanding light, will go from our third eye and just expand that out. Bindu Jawa. And then Maha Sukha, just, move your body with that bliss. I kind of, do this. And then Soha, we're bringing that up through our bodies. And so that is, so it is within us. Soha. Om Amrita Bindu Jawa Maha Sukha Soha. Om Amrita Bindu Jawa Maha Sukha Soha. Om Amrita Bindu Jawa Maha Sukha Soha. Om We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of divine compassion. So now we'll move to the Jewish religion, and we'll be saying Shemayim, Shemayim. And Shemayim is a word for the heavens or the sky, but if you break the word apart a little bit, the Shem can also be like Esh, which means fire, and Mayim is the word for water, and so it's this beautiful image of the combination of fire and water is what makes the heavens, the sky. And so the movements for this are pretty simple, so you can follow along as I just start singing. We'll basically be bowing and then looking up and then doing a sweep of the heart. So we're just experiencing that vibration, that name, that Shemayim above, below, and all around us. Shem, Shem, Shemayim. 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 One more time. Shem, Shem, Shemayim. Shem, Shem, Shemayim. Shem, Shem, Shemayim. Shem, Shem, Shemayim. We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of the divine covenant. So for the Christian religion, I'll be singing an old gospel tune. The first part of it is, of course, talking about Jesus being a river of life, but that's that essence, that divine quality is within each of us, and making the lame to walk, the blind to see, opening prison doors. And the second part of this song is spring forth, O well, within my soul, and spring forth, O well, and make me whole. Spring forth the well, and let me see that light that shines in me. So again, we're celebrating that light within ourselves, the light that we see in the miracles around us, and that river of life that flows through each of us. I've got a river of life flowing out of me, makes the lame to walk and the blind to see, opens prison doors, sets the captives free. I've got a river of life flowing out of me, spring forth the well inside my soul, spring forth the well and make me whole. Spring forth the well and let me see the light that lives in me. I've got a river of life flowing out of me, makes the lame to walk and the blind to see, opens prison doors, sets the captives free. I've got a river of life flowing out of me, spring forth the well inside my soul, spring forth the well and make me whole. Spring forth the well and let me see that light that shines in me. I've got a river of life flowing out of me, makes the lame to walk and the blind to see. I've got a river of life and the captives free. I've got a river of life flowing out of me, spring forth the well inside my soul, spring forth the well and make me whole. Spring forth the well and let me see the light that shines in me. I've got a river of life flowing out of me, makes the lame to walk and the blind to see, opens prison doors, sets the captives free. I've got a river of life flowing out of me, spring forth the well and let me see, spring forth the well and make me whole. Spring forth the well and let me see the light that shines in me. I've got a river of life flowing out of me, makes the lame to walk and the blind to see, opens prison doors, sets the captives free. I've got a river of life flowing out of me, spring forth the well inside my soul, spring forth the well and make me whole. Spring forth the well and let me see the light that shines in me. Spring forth the well inside my soul, spring forth the well and make me whole. spring forth a well, and let me see that light that shines in me. You feel it? We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of the divine self-sacrifice. And now we visit the religion of Islam, and we're going to say some beautiful names of God. Ya Nur, the light. Ya Nur is that ultimate light, that intelligence. And the second word might not be as familiar, but it's Munawar. It's pronounced Munawar. And Munawar is bringing that light within, embodying it, feeling that light within our beings. So Munawar. So we'll be saying Ya Nur, Ya Munawar. And then there will be a second part that I'll bring in that's just Ya Nur 7 times, that's descending. And we can kind of look at it as the light within each of the Lata'if, the energy centers. So we could say Ya Nur, Ya Nur, Ya Nur, Ya Nur, Ya Nur, Ya Nur. So again, just feeling that light within us. And thank you, Sarah, for this beautiful song and melody. Ya Munawar, Ya Munawar, Ya Munawar, Ya Nur, Ya Munawar, Ya Munawar, Ya Munawar, Ya Nur, Ya Munawar, Ya Munawar, We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of the divine unity. So we would normally have a moment of silence now, but I think Inanna is going to lead us in some silence in her talk and meditation. So Inanna, if you want to lead us in the prayer Salat. Yeah, I know. Inanna, you're muted.
Most gracious Lord, Master, Messiah, and Savior of humanity, we greet thee with all humility. Thou art the first cause and the last effect, the divine light and the spirit of guidance, Alpha and Omega. Thy life is in all forms, thy love in all beings, in a loving mother, in a kind father, in an innocent child, in an helpful friend, and in an inspiring teacher. Allow us to recognize thee in all thy holy names and forms, as Rama, as Krishna, as Shiva, as Buddha. Let us know thee as Abraham, as Solomon, as Zarathustra, as Moses, as Jesus, as Muhammad, and in many other names and forms, known and unknown to the world. We adore thy past. Thy presence deeply enlightens our being, and we look for thy blessing in the future. O Messenger, Christ, Nabi, the Rasul of God, thou whose heart constantly reaches upward. Thou comest on earth with a message, as a dove from above when Dharma decayeth, and speakest the word that is put into thy mouth, as the light filleth the crescent moon. Let the star of the divine light shining in thy heart be reflected in the hearts of thy devotees. May the message of God reach far and wide, illuminating and making the whole humanity as one single family in the parenthood of God.
So now we'll visit the candle of spirit of guidance, the Sufi candle. And we'll be singing some of the words from Inayat Khan's prayer that we visited earlier. Pour upon us thy love and thy light. And we'll also be singing Allahu El Allahu, which is the absolute divine source, and confirming that El, yes, Allahu, and that light, and just confirming that, letting that light pour upon us. And the next few lines of that prayer are giving us sustenance to our souls and using us for the purpose that thy wisdom chooseth. So as we're in this springtime, moving into the awakening and seeing what is that purpose and giving us that love and that light. Oh, and this song is could have 16 different parts, but it can be canonized and overlaid and with the different Allahu and then the pour upon us. So we'll just see how it goes. I'm sure it will be beautiful. Jump in wherever you want. Allahu, 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 Allahu. We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of the divine truth. Inanna, are you with us to be able to give us some insight about Bridget?
I'm switching over to my phone because the computer keeps cutting in and out. So, so before we start with the message I've prepared, I'd like to sing the Bridget song again. Bridget has been my goddess along with Inanna for a very long time. And this is one of my very favorite songs. So we're going to do it one more time. I'm just going to sing it once. Holy water, sacred flame, Bridget, we invoke your name. Bless my hands, my head, my heart, source of healing, song and art. It's February 1st. It is still cold and snowy in much of the country, but one thing is certain, the days are getting longer. The sun rises a bit earlier and sets a bit later, and we are assured that after the short winter days and long winter nights, the sun is returning. As we start to awaken from the peace and solitude of our cold winter hibernation, many of us feel a stirring within. Something or someone wants to wake us up. In Ireland, Bridget was such a beloved goddess of the people, and her adoration was so great and widespread that the Catholic Church transformed her into a saint and created a biography and a mythos of a human woman, Bridget, who was a nun who then became a saint. The root word of Bridget, or breed, is brio, which means fire. It can also mean power, strength, vigor, and fortitude. In medicine,
Inanna, I'm sorry. Will you please unmute yourself again?
oh, have I been unmuted all this time? Or muted all this time?
No, I apologize. It was me.
Oh.
I tried to mute one of your things because we're getting a weird echo.
Oh, okay.
Coming out, but I see that your sound is coming through the computer and the video is coming through your phone. So I'm gonna try to mute your phone.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're fine. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. All right, is this better?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see. The root word of Bridget or breed is brio, which means fire. It can also mean power, strength, vigor, and fortitude. In medicine, brie refers to a strong, effective antidote, ya kafi. Bridget is the bright flame that powers and encourages us. There are many stories of the goddess breed. She was aligned with animals such as cows and snakes, which were admired for their regenerative qualities. She is the goddess of the hearth, the home, the patroness of healers, of women in childbirth, poets, smiths at their forges, and metal workers of all kinds. Indeed, when Christianity first came to Ireland, the story is that before a priest could become a priest or enter into the priesthood, he had to be able to work with gold and silver at the forge. She was the goddess of beer. She wants us to be happy. She was the patroness of all the inspired and practical aspects of civilization. And it's an interesting thing that the Celts probably came from India originally, and on their travels through the world to get to the British Islands, the stories of their goddesses, Inanna and Asherah and Isis, all of those goddesses also were very much like this. They were the inspiration of the practical and the poetical, musical, and emotional arts. So Bridget is thus associated with fire and light and the guardian of inner vitality. Indeed, Imbolc, February 2nd, is the first harbinger of spring. Days get longer, warmer, livestock have babies, and the people are getting ready for spring planting. Imbolc, or oimilk, means in the belly and refers to ewe's milk. In a spiritual sense, our juices of creativity begin to flow. We stir and awaken earlier each day with the return of light and have more energy in the evening as the light lingers longer. Bridget's Day, Candlemas, Imbolc. By any name, it is the day of traditional fire ceremony. From the physical spring cleaning of livestock barns to the burning away of old unneeded thoughts in our minds. Her vitality reawakens our sleepy winter soul. But on Bridget's, now is the time to look back on what activities we may have laid to rest at Yule when we retreated within ourselves in the peace and darkness of our winter soul. But on Bridget's Day, we remember the goddess, a mother, a divine being of light. She laughs and calls us to wake up, just as our ancestors began the process of seeds and planting what and where they wanted to place in their fields and gardens. Now is the time for us to bring to light what we want to create and achieve in the increasing light of spring. We're going to do a brief meditation to think about what we want to accomplish as the days lengthen and the light strengthens. And at the end of the I invite you to gaze into the goddess candle, the God candle on the altar for a minute or two to feel the light of Breed blessing your intention. So if you'll close your eyes, slow your breath, breathe deeply in, deeply out. Relax your body and quiet your mind. Imagine your inner light and heat becoming stronger with each breath, just as the sun gets stronger every day. Let this inner heat thaw the frozen places inside you and prepare you for new growth. Put your hands on your belly and feel the heat of her fire infusing the seeds of your creativity, longings, and intention. She is calling you to new growth and possibilities. Wake up, wake up. Let this fire and force draw you to her doorstep, to her presence. Rigid, a divine force. Name your pathwork and new beginnings. Feel the power of her love and thank her for the gift of new fire in your heart. As you continue on after this service and plant that seed of desire, nourish it with her love and your will. And soon, in the light and the warmth of the spring, it will begin to sprout. An old tradition is that Bridget walks the streets of the communities the night before Imbolc, which is tonight. It is said that we should tie a ribbon or scarf upon the outside door to our home. As she passes, she will bless it. When morning comes, retrieve the item and have the power, reminder, and blessings of the lady and her shining light all year long. I will end this evening's message with the evening prayer of the Clan Breed, a group of families from Ireland who have dedicated their lives and their families to breed. O Bridget of the starlight, may my prayers rise up to you. May they rise like smoke to you from the offering of my heart. O Bridget of the starlight, be ever near to me, so close that I cannot see where you end and I begin. So close that I cannot see where you end and I begin. Amen. La ilaha illallah. And if you will join me now in the prayer Khatum. O thou who art the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, Lord of heaven and earth, open our hearts that we might hear thy voice, which constantly cometh from within. Disclose to us thy divine light, which is hidden in our souls, that we may know and understand life better. Most merciful and compassionate God, give us thy great goodness, teach us thy loving forgiveness. Raise us above the distinctions and differences which divide. Send us the peace of thy divine spirit and unite us all in thy divine being. Amen.
May the blessings of God rest upon you. May God's peace abide with you. May God's presence illuminate your heart now and forevermore. Amen. Happy spring. Thank you, Inanna,